this room likes to dance. Do you know who the best dancer is in this entire room? Who do you think it is?
Miss Carson.
Woo! Miss Carson's going to dance for you. She's really, really good. So when I tell this story, I want you guys to help me act it out, okay? We're going to dance at the very end. So don't be shy. I want you to get up and have a good time, okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you. So everybody knows that the sun comes out every single day, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it's in the clear blue sky. But what happens when it rains? Where does the sun go? It's behind the clouds, right? And in some places it even snows. Where does the sun go when it snows? You can tell me. Go ahead. That's right, behind the clouds. But we always know that the sun never truly disappears, right? Right. It's always there, even if it's hidden. So today I'm going to tell you a story about a time that the sun truly disappeared, right? It had been many, many days, and everything was in complete darkness. The people were cold, and the birds had stopped singing, and the children had stopped playing. And everyone was very, very sad and anxious that the sun was never going to come out again. And so little by little, the animals started to look for the sun. The fish and the turtles swam through the rivers and the lakes looking for the sun, but they could not find him. The toads and the frogs hopped throughout the puddles to see if they could find the sun, but they could not find him either. The birds flew over the mountaintops and through the valleys to see if they could see anything that resembled the sun, but they couldn't find him either. Little by little, all of the animals in the forest completely gave up on finding the sun. All of the animals except the lizard, right? One day, the lizard came across something very special. He had seen many rocks in his time, right? He had seen smooth rocks and jagged rocks, and sometimes he saw gray rocks or white rocks. But he had never seen a rock quite like he did that day. It was almost as if the rock was glowing. Something behind the rock was shining very bright. So he got very, very excited, and he decided to go into the town to tell the emperor. So he went into the town, and there the people had laid out their colorful blankets, and they had fruits and vegetables in the marketplace. But nobody could see the colors. Everything was in complete shadows, because the sun had not shone in many, many days. But the lizard did not stop in the marketplace. He did not stop to talk to any of the people. He went straight to the emperor. And there he found the emperor, and the emperor was wearing gold sandals, and he was wearing a beautiful green headdress made of green feathers, and he said, "Emperor, I have found something really special. I need to tell you about it." And the emperor said, "You need to go find it, and you need to figure out what's underneath that rock." So immediately the lizard ran back into the forest. He found the rock that he had seen before, and he decided he was going to try and move it. So first he tried with his front legs, and he pushed as hard as he could with his front legs, but he could not move it. So then he decided he would try his back legs. Maybe his back legs were a little bit stronger than his front legs. But that didn't work either. Finally, he decided he was going to use his entire body to try to move the rock. But that didn't work either. Now at this point, he was very, very sad and very discouraged. He thought he had failed. So the only thing he knew what to do was to go back to the emperor and tell him what had happened. So he scurried over the bridges have to talk to anybody. And he came to the emperor and he said, "I'm so sorry, sir. I tried so hard to move the rock, but I just couldn't do it." So at this point, the emperor was very, very, very curious, and he thought, I want to be able to see this rock for myself. So he decided he was going to go back with the lizard to see if he could see the rock. But before he did this, he invited the woodpecker to come with him. Now, why do you think he would invite the woodpecker to come with him? Can anybody tell me or make a prediction? Why would he do that? Do you think the woodpecker is going to help him? I think that's a great prediction. So the lizard and the woodpecker and the emperor went back into the forest and they found the rock, and the emperor said, "Woodpecker, I want you to move that rock." So the woodpecker pecked on the rock 3 times, and the rock opened up. And inside the rock was the sun, but he was fast asleep and all curled up. So the emperor said, "Woodpecker, I want you to wake that sun up." So he pecked 3 more times. Peck, peck, peck. But the sun just kept sleeping. He opened one of his eyes, but he went right back to sleep. So the lizard said, "Please, sun, we need you to wake up. All the birds have stopped singing. We need you." But the sun just stretched his arms. He went right back to sleep. So the woodpecker said, "Please, the animals have been waiting for you. They need you to come out." But the sun just gave a yawn and went right back to sleep. So the emperor said, "Please, son, my people need you." But the sun just said, "Leave me in peace. I don't want to be woken up." So at this point, the emperor knew that he had to do something. The plants had stopped growing, and if the plants had stopped growing, the people wouldn't be able to eat, right? The children no longer wanted to play outside, the birds had stopped chirping, and everyone was very, very sad. Right? So he had an idea, and he thought, I wonder if I gather all of the best musicians and the best singers in all of the village, and if we dance all day long, I wonder if the sun would wake up. So that's exactly what he did. So let's all dance. I'm going to turn on the music, right? And we're going to see if we can wake up the sun. Are you ready? Miss Carson's going to lead you. Okay. So after the townspeople had danced all day long, the sun finally woke up, and he climbed all the way up to the highest point in the sky, and he shone down all of his light and his warmth, and everybody was happy. So at the end of the day, the emperor took the lizard and he said, "Thank you, lizard, for finding the sun." And he took the woodpecker on his shoulder and he said, "Thank you, woodpecker, for getting the sun to stop hiding." And you know what? Every single year from then on, they planned a huge party with dancing and singing and food. And it was all to make sure that the sun would never fall asleep again behind a hidden rock.